Hello my fellow family foodie friends, it's Jackie and welcome back to day 12 of Vlogmas. Today I'm sharing with you my absolute favorite Christmas cookie. Before I get started, I want to thank Kat and Shauna for hosting this cookie collaboration and inviting me to be a part of it. I love collabing with you ladies. There is an entire playlist linked below where everyone is sharing different Christmas cookie recipes. First things first, I gotta beat my walnuts like they insulted my babies. I had full walnuts, so I needed little pieces. If you start out crushed, you can take it easy. And now I'm getting my butter ready, but I just wanted to share a tip with you guys. Anytime I let my butter soften, I take all of the wrappers and I fold them into themselves because these make great greasers. So I'll take a wrapper out when I need to grease a pan, and since the butter is already on there, as soon as you warm it up with your hands and rub it on a pan, you can really grease it easily. That's something my mom always did and something I still do now. Okay, so we have our 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 sticks of butter, 1 1/3 cups crushed walnuts. I have a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar here. I have 4 cups of flour here, and then just a big pile of powdered sugar to roll the cookies in. I actually doubled the recipe. It is going to be linked below for a reference that you can save for later, but this is my absolute favorite. There are lots of variations on these types of cookies, but I have to make them with walnuts because that's how my mom made them, and it's the way I enjoy eating them. So I've discovered that especially when I'm baking or cooking with a little guy, a little helper, it's a lot easier to make the food if I get everything ready ahead of time. I started doing this just to make it easier to film, but I realized it actually just makes things easier in general. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So the first thing we're gonna add in
is butter.
Can you dump the butter, please? Now, do you know what this is called?
Powdered sugar.
This?
Yeah.
That's vanilla. Get it in the bowl this time. Okay, put it in that bowl, the dirty bowl.
Can I put 2?
Put that in there. No, oh, the whole thing. Okay, put it in the bowl. Now keep your hands back. Okay, Cal, what do we add next?
Nuts.
Okay, we're gonna do careful right here. Let me lower this for you. Okay, ready? Oh, nuts! Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy.
Now turn back. I'm trying to kiss the cookie.
Why are you doing that?
Hello. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it right here.
Calvin, we have one more thing to add. Do you know what it is?
Tell me. Flour.
Flour, yes. Good job. We have 4 cups of flour to add in. This is the last thing.
I only get the flour, not you.
Just me?
No, just me, not you. You can't help me.
Why?
Because it can be exciting.
So we are mixing all of our ingredients in, and let me know below if you guys like seeing all the commentary with my son. He's always with me and he's very loud, so I do a lot of voiceovers, but this has been fun. This dough is amazing to work with. It was very pliable and not sticky and super easy to shape. So my son, who we washed his hands about 50 times and went over the rules of not picking our nose and touching our hair and all that garbage, was really a good helper in rolling the balls. You can see that every single one he does, he shows it to me for me to check. And he was just such a good sport, and he was arranging his in the shape of a Santa hat, as you might see here in a little bit. But we got to work shaping all of the balls. This is the most time-intensive part of this process. You shape the balls, and then you have to let them sit in the refrigerator, or as I did in my garage, because it's super cold out, and harden, and then you want to bake them when they're super hard. So they go in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. Mine ended up taking about 12, but you start with 10 just to make sure. You want the golden bottom just like that. The really nice thing is these don't flatten, so you can fit a bunch of them on a pan. You don't have to leave room for them to kind of fall into themselves. And when they're very warm, but not too warm because they'll crumble if they're too warm, you roll them all in powdered sugar. And then you let them cool completely and you roll them in powdered sugar again. So between shaping the cookies, then rolling them, and then rolling them again, it is a little time intensive, but it's very, very worth the effort. So I joke that these are my December breakfasts because I make these in early December every single year, and I don't like to add them to Christmas plates or Christmas gifts to anyone because I want to eat them all. And I have been known to make them twice because I just really love them that much, and they are really the perfect breakfast with a cup of black coffee. So I don't know if I should say you're welcome or I'm sorry for telling you that, but they are amazing with coffee. Once you roll them all and they're completely cool, store them in an airtight container. I'm using a massive Tupperware bowl. Again, this is a double recipe, and these will be stored in a cool, dry place. Now that I've just ate 2 of these, let me remind you that later in Vlogmas, I will be sharing all of the goodies that we have made for Christmas cookie platters. It'll include this on there, but I'll share every other Christmas cookie or baked good that we have made this season. So make sure you stay tuned, and you can see that later in my Vlogmas. Oh, you're still there. Let no powdered sugar go to waste. Chow down and chow.